Hello, cruel world. So welcome to A Psych for Sore Minds. I'm your host, Dr. Sohom Das. Ronnie Kray, along with his identical twin brother Reggie, were notorious celebrity gangsters that operated in London in the swinging 60s. Both of them were convicted for various crimes in 1969. For Reggie, this included murder, so he walked into a pub and he shot a rival gang member in the head because of a gay slur. Ronnie was, by the way, gay. Ronnie was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and he was sectioned to Broadmoor Hospital in 1979 and he died there of a heart attack in 1995. So, what was Ronnie Kray's psychological makeup? How did his symptoms contribute to his crimes? What other factors drove his offending? And could Ronnie have eventually been discharged from Broadmoor? So the twins were born in October 1933. As I said, Ronnie died in March 1995 at the age of 61 from a heart attack whilst he was in Broadmoor. And the twins basically controlled organised crime in the East End of London. The Krays committed murder, armed robbery, arson, protection rackets, assaults. Plus, there's rumours that they would have boxes of cereal and put them back before the cereal was even finished. They were both convicted in 1969 to life imprisonment. Ronnie was sectioned to Broadmoor a whole 10 years later in 1979, which to me suggests he must have been relatively well for at least some of that time psychiatrically in prison, because 10 years is a very long time before eventual discharge. So going back into their earlier years, as kids during the Second World War, they were both evacuated to Suffolk and both twins took up amateur boxing. They were both called up for national service in the British Army in 1952, and they took exception to this. They attempted to leave. Ronnie actually smashed the jaw of a corporal in charge who tried to stop them leaving. And unsurprisingly, they were both dishonorably discharged from the army. And while they were serving their sentence for this, their behavior was atrocious. They had thrown feces at a sergeant. They threw hot tea on a particular guard, which is just as bad, but to be fair, slightly more hygienic. They handcuffed a guard to the prison bars at one point. They set their own bedding on fire. They assaulted another guard with a vase and they smashed the vase on the head and used that as a means to escape, which might not be the most effective way of escaping, but it's definitely the most slapstick and I would highly recommend it. And then after all of that, they became full-time criminals. So they were involved in hijacking, armed robbery, arson, but they also acquired nightclubs and other properties and started to become quite influential in the West End.
Hello, cruel world. What you just witnessed was a tiny little taste of a much longer episode where I do a deep dive, and you can check out the full video in the link in the description below. If you like your true crime with a twist of psychiatry, then you've got to check out the other videos on my channel, A Psych for Sore Minds. It's the crossover between mental illness and offending. I cover a whole range, a smorgasbord of topics, from high-profile true crime cases to individual psychiatric diagnoses to aspects of a criminality. There's something for everybody on my channel. Go check it out, have a blessed day, and whatever happens, stay euthymic, and remember, I love you.